Okay, well, previously we looked at ratios and proportions to determine if they were equivalent, but now we're going to take another step forward, precept upon precept, line upon line, and we're going to solve proportions. So let's take a look at an example here. Let's see, we're given that 1 over a. I'm going to switch colors here. 1 over a is equal to 2 over 14. So we'll start off with an easy one. All right, so we are going to use our cross product method. So I'm going to multiply a times 2. So that's going to give me 2a. And 1 times 14 obviously just gives me 14. So now I'm going to isolate the a by dividing both sides by 2. And 14 divided by 2 is 7. And a is equal to 7. If I plug that back in, well, 1/7 equals 2 over 14. If I reduce that 2 over 14, it's 1 over 7. Those, in fact, we have solved our proportion that a is equal to 7. All right, so let's look at another one here, maybe one that's a little bit trickier. Not really, but we got v over 0.23 decimal 23 1/100ths equals 7 over 1.61. And so again, I'm just going to use my cross product. I'm going to multiply v times 1.61. That's going to give me 1.61 v equals, now I'm going to multiply 7 times 0.23, and 7 by times 0.23 equals 1.61. Run that through the calculator. 0.23 times 7 equals 1.61. Well, this is easy. Ended up being pretty easy. I divide both sides by 1.61, and v is equal to 1. Now, let's look at a couple more where we're solving proportions. And this time we've got r plus 2 over 7 equals 5 over 7. Well, I'm going to employ the same method. First, I'm going to multiply 7 times this whole r plus 2. So I got 7 parentheses r plus 2, because I've got to multiply 7 by both of these terms. So I'm going to end up distributing that 7 to the r plus 2. And here on the other side, I've got 7 times 5. 7 times 5 equals 35. Okay, so let's do our distribution. Now I've got 7r plus 14 equals 35. Now I'm going to have to subtract 14 from both sides, which is going to cancel out here on the left and just leave me with 7r equals, and 35 minus 14, it gives me 21. I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by 7, and r is equal to 3. Now, if I plug that r back in, that 3 back in for r up here at the top, well, 3 plus 2 equals 5. 5 over 7 equals 5 over 7. Hey, we solved it. It's correct. Let's take a look at one more. We've got 3 over 7 equals x minus 2 over 6. Now, what do you suspect we do? Well, we're using a cross product. So I'm going to have 7 times x minus 2. We'll have to, again, distribute a 7. Just happens to be a 7. For this whole in parentheses, x minus 2 equals, and we use a cross product here, 3 times 6 is 18. All right, so let's get our distribution done. 7 times x equals 7x. 7 times minus 2 equals minus 14. And all of that now equals 18. Well, I've got to add 14 to both sides so I can get the x's by themselves. So now I've got 7x, and 18 plus 14 gives me 32. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 7, and that's going to leave me with an x over here equals 32 over 7. And if I put that into a mixed number, let's say, or 7 equals 7 going to 32 would be 4 times plus 4 times 7 is 28. 28 minus 32 is 4, or 4 and 4 sevenths. Okay, there we go. Ready to tackle them ourselves.